In this video, we'll discuss the effect of globalization on developed countries. Globalization has affected the developed countries in significant ways. The companies of developed countries have benefited from globalization in terms of purchasing goods and services manufactured in low-wage countries. This has led to increased profits for them and has allowed them to grow. The owners of these companies have benefited and have become astronomically rich. The developed countries have benefited from globalization in terms of enjoying higher economic growth. In the last few decades, the developed countries have grown at relatively high economic growth rates. The consumers of the developed countries have benefited from globalization as well, in terms of having access to cheaper goods and services manufactured in low-wage countries. With the same level of income, they can purchase more goods and services, which means that their real income has increased. However, globalization has adversely affected the developed countries in some ways. The companies of the developed countries purchase goods and services from low-wage countries instead of purchasing from the local manufacturers in the developed countries. This has led to the destruction of the manufacturing base, or at least some portions of the manufacturing base in the developed countries. When the companies are buying from low-wage countries, the local manufacturers are forced to close down, leading to the destruction of the manufacturing base in the developed countries. The loss of the manufacturing base has led to higher unemployment in the developed countries. The low-income and middle-class sections of the society have been adversely affected, especially the low-income segment of the population. Globalization, accompanied with outsourcing, offshoring, and automation, has adversely affected the low-skilled workers in developed countries. The low-income sections and the middle class have been adversely affected, which has led to higher income inequality in the developed countries. This has led to angst and anger among the low income and the middle class in developed countries, who are a major portion of the population in developed countries. They are disillusioned with globalization, as globalization has taken a toll on them in terms of higher unemployment. This has led to the rise and popularity of right-wing politics in developed countries. Also, access to cheaper goods and services made in low-wage countries have led to the overconsumption of goods and services in developed countries, which may have resulted in higher pollution levels. Therefore, even though globalization has benefited the developed countries in some ways, there are some significant costs as well. Destruction of the manufacturing base, higher unemployment among the low-income and middle-class sections of the society, higher income inequality, and overconsumption, which may have resulted in higher pollution levels.